Yo, welcome to another episode of Black Man Thoughts. Came on here earlier today. You know, just wanted to talk to y'all. I was driving, and there was a conversation. Oh man, what is that? Is that a drone? Y'all see it? You sure there's a helicopter? I don't know if they can see it, but and they was talking about, Mike Singletary was like, talking about, how he was told to, do abortion and all this other stuff and blah, 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 and he didn't. And the guy was like, he's been through a lot. And it made me think about, us as parents, us as black men on, having having a role in a purpose in life and understanding what is your purpose in life. And when you grow up, growing up and you're looking at yourself and you're asking yourself, you know what, I want to start a business, I want to do this, make me some cash, and that's it. And then you grow up and you start to realize that life isn't like that. That's an unrealistic idea. Not saying that it's not attainable, but to just do it like that, you start to really realize quickly how we're in some type of a vacuum where, yeah, the money's there, but by the time you get to the point where you're actually able to be creative in life and free, you realize that you're already maybe thousands of dollars in debt before your life even begins. For instance, you go to school, you go to college like you're supposed to, you play sports, you live in your life, and then boom, next thing you know, you graduate and things aren't like that. You know what I mean? It's not easy to get a job. Then you're in debt from college, and it makes you. And by that time, you maybe been working for this job 2, 3, 4 years, and you start to ask yourself, like, dang, where did it all go? Where did the opportunities go? How is it that other people are able to make it? They have the same 24 hours. How are they able to make it? And then you start to realize that all the times you blamed your parents, and all the time you blame your auntie, your grandma, your cousin, and your sister and your brother, and whoop-de-woo, and all these people on why things aren't like that, you start to realize that life is freaking hard. Life is hard. And, you have to always take time for yourself. I always tell my wife, I say, you know what? We can't just live for the kids. You can't just live for your job. I said this earlier, you have to be able to go back to square one, maybe once a week, a few times a month, and do you. Like literally, do you with no remorse. And do you 100%, balls to the wall, just do you. Because you have to get that nucleus together, that core essence of you together, in order for you to be your best you and to give everything you have to any occupation, marriage, or relationship. You have to be sound yourself, and I don't know, I thought that was a deep conversation on him saying that, I knew that I wasn't going to do any abortion and X, Y, and Z. And it's easy sometimes for somebody to say, you know what, man, you have NFL, you got all this money, and you got all this stuff, man. But you start to realize that a lot of these celebrities are unhappy. A lot of these comedians deal with massive amounts of depression. Like, I know for a fact that, a lot of people say I'm very funny. But I know for a fact that I'm not always happy when I'm making people laugh. Sometimes I make people laugh because I'm not happy. And sometimes, you have to realize that when you coming across other people and you're dealing with other people in life, and they giving you attitude, and they giving you negative energy, and they got bad energy, and they just a terrible person, a lot of times you don't understand what people are going through. My son today was walking around in my military hat, my Navy hat. And while it came up, when I was just talking to y'all, it came up about the military in my mind. And I remember this guy, we all had went out to dinner. He had met my wife, he had met my daughter, she was just born, and we all went out to dinner. Then a few months later, I went on the deployment. I was in like Saudi Arabia or something like that, and woke up and At that time I was working in safety and hazard in the military. The next thing you know, I go up there for a morning muster, and I saw everybody sitting up there. A man hung himself, killed himself. Right then, right there. They woke up, found his body swinging from the poles. And apparently what was happening is that he was coming to work every day, la-da-la-da-da. And what was going on at home is his wife had left him for the neighbor down the street, took the kids down there, let him know he was a piece of trash and all this other stuff, whatever is going on behind the scenes, I don't know. Well, what happened is, hold this, baby. Face it towards me. Thank you. That's my daughter, y'all. But anyway, and what was happening is he was coming to work, just trying to put everything into his work to deal with the pain of the work. And what was happening is, and if you'd ever deal with military, they want your boots shine, and he was shining his boots and stuff like that, and boots are expensive. And what he was doing is, because he was a leadership position, he ain't thinking nothing wrong with it. He was just taking these little boots. He was like grabbing, like if he needed a new pair, he'd just grab another pair of boots, put them on. No biggie. What happened was, it was a higher rank chief found out that he was taking these boots. Now, he wasn't stealing them or nothing like that. He was wearing them. You know what I mean? We was on deployment. It's not like he was selling them. But the chief found out and said that, I have to report that you've been taking these boots. The next day, the dude hung himself, killed himself. At that time, when the Master Chief told him that he was going to report those boots, he didn't realize that this man was at his breaking point. He didn't realize that this man was at the point in life where he felt like, I have nothing left. And he was living so hard. And all of a sudden, the thing that took him down was his work. And I say all that to say that a lot of times we bury our anger, we bury our frustrations, we bury our pain of neglect, of abuse, of abandonment, of drugs, of alcohol. We bury ourselves in the pains that haunt us day in and day out since childhood. And we put them in stuff. We put them in bad relationships. We put them in bad jobs. We put them in alcohol. We put them in drugs. We put all of our energy into this one release, and it was that release. It wasn't his family. It was the release, and what he put his energy into was that military. Been in it probably 20-something years, 18 years, and he killed himself over it. All because the guy was going to report him for boots. And I say that you never know what people going through. You never know, man. You never know. That's why people go up to jobs and shoot up jobs, and they get bullied, and they kill themselves, and they go up there and shoot up schools, because you think that negative attitude is just so bad that it's like, yo, I gotta say something to this person. I gotta pick on this person. I gotta give them a piece of the mind. And next thing you know, you didn't cause that person to die, because where you saw them at that's all they had. Whether you saw them in life, that's all they had. That area, that aspect of life that they were holding on to, whether that was their job or working in the movies, working in, working in the factory, and they come to work every day, and they mean, they give attitude, and you just like, I've had it. I'm about to cut this cat out, not knowing that job is all that person got right now, and it's helping them hold on to life. And sometimes we want to get back at somebody, and we want to give them hell for the way that they treated us, and not realizing that they only treat you like that because right now that's the only thing they know. That's the only thing they know. It sucks. They shouldn't treat nobody like that, but when you sit back and you talk and you think about the things that you go through, and people are dying out here in this world, and people and brothers getting shot and killed, and you start to realize, like, dang, I haven't done nothing. I haven't gone outside. I haven't protested. Sometimes it's not because you don't want to. Sometimes, man, because you fight your own wars. And those wars that you fighting are stopping you from, being at that breaking point of ready to break in life. And sometimes we up there and we complaining so much, and we don't realize that the Most High has kept us so busy with this fight in this war that we are fortunate enough not to be at that breaking point, because we're fighting so hard to stay afloat. I hope that makes sense for y'all, man. But sometimes we got to turn life Life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. And you have to start to realize that the battle that I'm fighting, they say it's not yours, it's the Lord's. Well, I don't know, because all I know is that he is going to put you in a battle to test you. So that battle is yours. But what belongs to the Most High is the strength that he's given you to overcome that. But that is your battle, because that's who he uses. That's how he uses what he uses to test you and give you a measuring stick to say, hey, I can put a little bit more on this plate, good or bad. I don't know. I'm just rambling, man. We just pulling up home. Another episode of Black Man's Thoughts, man. Shalom, shalom.